Good morning. My name is Kevin Roddy. I am the president of the NBA Fathers Club for 2020 and 21. It's a pleasure to welcome you to our belated kickoff breakfast. It should have happened about a month ago, but like so many other things, we've had to improvise our strategy and our mission, or how we carry out our mission. And to remind you, the Fathers Club mission is pretty simple, and I would boil it down to two key points. Number one, we're here to raise money for NBA. That's a very important mission. Every year, we give NBA roughly $50,000 to $70,000 to support various requests that the faculty make. And so without that money, the faculty, in some cases, can't have some supplies they want, some continuing education they need, and other items that they request every year. So it's not just a check that we give them, it's really used for purposes that are requested by the staff and faculty. So it's a very important part of our mission. The second part of our mission is to build community. We have roughly 800 dads here at NBA, and so through our activities and carrying out our mission, we hope to build community, help all of us get to know one another a little bit better, which is appropriate. And not to do that would be an opportunity lost for all of us, both from a personal and professional standpoint. So because of COVID, some of our activities, specifically our signature activity, that is our concession duty, has been sidelined for the time being. Concessions does represent our primary fundraising effort. I've never knew there was so much margin in hot dogs and hamburgers, but there is. But because of COVID, we have to curtail that and not do it for at least for the time being. Hopefully that will change before the end of the football season. But we do have other plans and other activities that I'll share with you at the end of today's brief program that I think you'll find hopefully enjoyable, and also there'll be activities that will help us carry out our mission to build community and raise funds for NBA. So with that, we've got Brad Joya here and Coach Uverard, and I'll turn it over to Coach Uverard here in a moment. I do want to introduce the Fathers Club leadership and class agents, some of whom are here. So for those that are virtual, my apologies. We couldn't accommodate all 800 of you. Hopefully that will change. But let me introduce this year's leadership as well as our class agents. Obviously, as I said earlier, my name is Kevin Roddy. I'm the president for the school year 2021. Ben Burns is vice president or incoming president for next year. Treasurer is Jeff Beamer. Concession czar is Ben Elrod. 7th grade class agents are William Hines and William Kirkland. 8th grade is Chris Parker and Phil Perry. 9th grade is Curtis Coleman and Will Coles. 10th grade is Alan Brown and Brooke Smith. 11th grade is Robert Eccles and Drew Healy. 12th grade is Billy Crawford and Chan Dillon. So I appreciate your efforts and your leadership, gentlemen, as we carry out our mission. Hopefully those that are joining us virtually and throughout the year, or through the rest of the year, we'll hear from you as we hopefully carry out and hold various activities. So with that said, I think Coach Uverard is here to give us an update on the football season, at least as it stands right now. So, Coach, thanks for joining us this morning.
Appreciate it. Thank you. That was a joke. Thank you. It's great to be here this morning. Early this summer, didn't even know if we were going to be playing football or not. So very thankful to be able to play, and especially for our seniors. Hate for them to miss this, and hopefully we'll continue to play here. This season has started off really good, 3-0. Not like last year, we're 0-3. I think I like this season start better this year, but hopefully we'll be able to finish like we did last year. One of the most amazing, strongest finish in NBA football history. Just really proud of what we did last year, but hopefully we can finish it strong this year. But we started off the season 2-0 with two big region wins against Briarcrest and MUS, and if you I hope you got to see the game this past Friday against Innsbruck. Very fun game. Amazing what our kids did, really, against a good, talented team. We started off the game defensively not playing real well. And our defensive coaches were a little bit upset, not tackling and stuff, but we got it together a little bit. We started Jack Galden, senior, a kid I love. It was just tremendous effort. Got us started with a big hit on their punter in the end zone, caused a fumble. I think Zane Thompson recovered it for a touchdown. We were able to score it. And then Marcel Reed threw a pass to Rhett Hales for a touchdown. And first half, it's 14-14. Kind of made some big plays. They killed themselves with a couple of turnovers, but 14-14 at half. And then second half, the fourth was back and forth. The third quarter, fourth quarter was amazing. We started off the fourth quarter with a screen pass to Lucian Bernetti started off the fourth quarter with a screen pass to Lucian Bernetti for a big play and got a touchdown. And right after that, one of the best pooch, or you get out your sand wedge, and if you wanted to just pop one over, Ren Jacobs, our kicker, put one right over the front line, and we were able to recover it and score on that the next series there with a big pass from Marcel Reed to Zach Herbstreit. And 14-point swing right there, right in a row, is really big for our team. And Andrew Bogarino added a field goal, and it was really unanswered until at the very end. But maybe the biggest play, and it's never, I've been coaching 30 years, never seen it. Our kicker, Ren Jacobs, had one of the biggest hits, definitely the biggest hit of the game, on their best player too. It was a kickoff return, and he was really excited about it. Of course, our sideline, I think Mr. Joy was over there. He got a little excited about that hit, but it was a really big play and got us going. And just a fun game to be in, a fun game to coach, and really proud of our guys being 3-0. This Friday we got JP2, homecoming, a very talented team. Quarterback is really good, sophomore, young quarterback. Their running back is what everybody talks about. He's a Wisconsin commit, really good player. Their defense is unconventional. They blitz a lot, but it's going to be a big challenge for us, and hopefully we'll play well. The end of the season here, just again, I'm praying that, as Kevin was saying, the COVID and everything, we're able to just be able to play for the rest of the season and get into the playoffs and have a really good, strong finish. So really appreciate all you guys, what you do for our school. So thankful to be a part of this, and the care and the love that you guys have for the boys and for our school. And very proud to be the head coach of this great place. So thank you again, and look forward to seeing you around. Hopefully, like I said, we'll continue to have a great year. So thank you.
Thank you, Marty. It's nice to be with everybody this morning. There are about 11 of us, 12 of us maybe in this room today. It's a beautiful morning on the campus, and you'd think everything was pretty normal if you didn't know about the pandemic. Or you didn't notice the mask. The boys continue to get here early. I was marveling this morning. I usually come in right before 5 to 7 in the morning, and almost invariably the same boys are walking at the same time as I'm walking to school each morning. And there's something really special and important about those routines. And when you don't have those routines, you're sad. And we're glad we have those routines, and really happy to be in school, and I'll probably emphasize that issue as much as anything this morning. I wanted to elaborate on what Kevin said about the purposes of the Fathers Club, which I agree with, but I also have been pleased to see programs like the one Rhett Hales championed, where you spend time with your sons and you're very intentional about father-son relationships, and we thought that dimension to the Fathers Club would be really important. It is also, I think, worth mentioning that, as most of you know, schools typically have a parents' association. They don't have a Fathers Club and a Mothers Club. And when I came here 27 years ago, I thought, well, I'm going to have to understand this structure. And what I began to see pretty quickly is that it is, I think, an improvement in a lot of ways to have both. Not that the other is wrong, but you tend to see a lot more dads. And in the Parents Association, it's much more female-oriented. And so I think there is a value in fathers being around much more. Fathers are really important in the lives of sons, and I think you all know that males are typically monosyllabic. They're not as forthcoming about their emotions, and sons need to know that they're loved. And that's one of the, I think, real benefits of having a Father's Club and having them around the campus a lot more. This morning, as I said, will be routine, I hope. You know, you'll see all the boys here between 7:30 and 7:45, and then we'll have advisory meetings. Classes start at 8 o'clock. We'll have meetings at break. There was a meeting yesterday about the stock market club, and I highlight that to emphasize that we are trying to carry on as normally as possible. And we are going to keep carrying on so long as the boys and all of us practice the right mitigations both during and after school. Most of the problems we've seen around, let's say Nashville, but I can include some other cities, reveal and reflect problems that happened on the weekends or after school. Socializing, parties that are going on, that's typically when the problems happen. St. Bernard's School here in Nashville was closed for 4 weeks about a week ago. St. Cecilia is closed right now. There were at least 3 football games not played last Friday night in Nashville. Christian Brothers is closed right now. And so we're very aware and conscious of the, let's say, the good fortune to be here every day. And we don't want to take that for granted. So as I said at the beginning, this is going to be a theme of my talk, not that I'm trying to be a health expert or spokesperson, but it's the way it's what we want. 2021 has also brought to the attention of all schools 3 significant issues. The pandemic, racial issues, and athletic issues. And you saw that in Nashville as well as you saw it in Memphis. And just to highlight that for you in terms of Memphis, I talk to a lot of the schools around the state regularly, and the Memphis people, and particularly the police in Memphis, were really worried about the boys not playing football and athletics because they were worried they'd get into trouble on the weekends. And we all know teenagers need to be kept busy. And so that's another reason why I want to keep everybody safe and keep everybody in routines like practicing after school and being involved with games on the weekend. Some more routines that we've enjoyed and seem very unusual right now is every Monday we have an assembly. And so we have about 100 or 200 of us that go to the theater. Barry films it. We live stream it to all the advisories. So if what you do as a student here during that time is you go see your advisor and you watch an assembly. And we do things as we did on Monday where we have the jazz band play a song, or we recognize those who had National Merit semifinalist recognition, or we talk about Eagle Scouts, or we have boys make announcements. So we're trying to carry on to make this as normal a school year as we can. And then after school, there are plenty of activities. I was walking our dogs late yesterday afternoon, and I saw guys coming back from bowling. I saw the cross-country teams going off. I watched football practice yesterday afternoon. And for me, that's just so joyful to have that kind of normalcy. And I'm highlighting all of that because I'm worried about this. I've spent time, as I told a few of you in this room last night and this morning before this meeting, dealing with health department issues. And we just have to be really vigilant about this stuff. I hope that we have some significant events for the Fathers Club this year. The father-son dinner is always one of the highlights of the year, and this could be a particularly special year because we should be in that event center in the new building. And it is, I've described it as kind of the jewel of the building. Some of you are going to go see it this morning after this brief program, but you'll get a sense of how spectacular that setting will be for the boys on a weekly basis for assembly and for events like the father-son dinner. As Kevin indicated, we hope we have concessions. We hope we have a lot more events that haven't really come to fruition yet, but we're going to keep marching on with the confidence and belief that we can get there. Speaking about the Wellness Center, it is a really special building, as I've indicated. It's 200,000 square feet, so that's about 70 to 80% of the current space under roof right now on the campus. It's a very large building. It has 4 major sections on the first floor. They are the fitness center, which is about 25,000 square feet. It's about 5 to 6 times the size of the current fitness center at school. There is a field house on the south end of the building that has 3 basketball courts, but the floor is striped also to play volleyball. We think that the boys will be very eager to play volleyball and to kind of have a competition very much like the church basketball that they enjoy on the weekends. So we see that as a really great outlet and extracurricular activity. There'll also be a climbing wall on one of the walls in the field house. The third major section is the indoor field. It's turf field, it's 40 yards, so you could have teams practice there. But what we tried to think through is to how multifunctional the building could be. And so that the indoor field has a series of nets that come down from the ceiling so that you can section off the field so that you can hit baseballs, you can throw lacrosse balls, you can actually leave the golf area. There are 3 golf bays for people to use the track machines, and you can come out to the indoor field and you can drive a golf ball into the nets. So we wanted to have it be very multifunctional. And then to get to the last section, the event center is also where we'll play the varsity basketball games, but it is a room that's intended to be used for assemblies, for the father-son or the mother-son events, and so it is also multifunctional. The building is called a wellness center because we thought one of the best things we could do was to emphasize with the boys. We want them to take care of themselves emotionally, psychologically, spiritually. We've written to Michael Phelps to ask him to be a speaker at the opening of the Wellness Center because some of you probably know that Phelps, in addition to being an Olympic swimmer, has been very outspoken about reaching out for help when you need it. And we wanted the boys to hear that message and to hear it from a great athlete, you know, that no matter how tough you are, we all need help and we need people to keep us safe and in good shape. When you enter the building, all of the imagery is about nature or health or wellness, and we wanted that impression to be left with the boys, that they need to take care of themselves. And probably the other significant issue about the building is that it's very large, and we wanted it to be about all the boys, so that that boy that didn't feel as strong and as tough as, let's say, the varsity athletes, that when he goes into that weight room or he wants to be part of the building, he wouldn't be as intimidated. He'd feel this is my place as well. Lastly, I wanted to mention the Long Mountain property. That would probably be a really great trip for fathers this year. We have about 200 plus acres up there. There's a 4-acre lake. There are 2 playing fields. There are high ropes and low ropes courses, great hiking trails. There's an observatory up there, and we've just built cabins and yurts and a really beautiful pavilion. And you can now sleep 166 people up there. And so it'd be a great trip for a group of fathers and sons. And in an age where we're all much too connected to suburbia and technology, getting away for a bit would be a terrific thing to do. I am pleased to be with you this morning. I think Kevin is going to finish this up, and we look forward to being with you all.
Thank you, Brad. Appreciate it. Yeah, I just want to just conclude today's kickoff with sort of a sneak peek of things to come. Before I do that, one of the things I neglected to do in my opening comments was to welcome our new dads. Of the 800-plus dads that are at MBA, I'd say 170 are brand new to the MBA community. So that includes 7th grade dads, obviously, but other dads who have come here from other schools in 8th grade through 12th grade. So to you gentlemen and to your sons, welcome to MBA. I think you'll find it to be a great community, both for your sons as well as to you personally. We look forward to meeting you hopefully sometime this year. And to that end, let me sort of give you an idea of what we have planned, COVID willing. As Brad mentioned, we have a 200,000 square foot plus wellness center that should come online hopefully by the end of the year. We've had preliminary conversations about possibly having a Father's Club event, hopefully at the end of the year, where we can all get together in that wellness center with 200,000 square feet. That should offer plenty of room for social distance, so hopefully we can pull that off. In March, we will have a March Madness basketball bracket virtually, something we've never done before, but we've already looked into the technology that will hopefully be able to accommodate that. Should be a lot of fun, so more information to come about that. On March 9th is the Father-Son Dinner, and then on April 11th is our Father-Son Trap Shoot at the Nashville Gun Club. That's outdoors, so hopefully we should have no problems with that. That's a lot of fun. In some cases, we're recreating the wheel because of COVID. So if you have ideas, feel free to pass that along to myself. One person I forgot to mention, introduce, is my friend since 7th grade, Ray Hales. He and I went to MUS together, but roll red. It's amazing how allegiances change when you cut a tuition check. But I've known Ray for many years. He does a great job with Father's Club connections, and so he and I, as well as all Father's Club, will be hopefully putting together some things that will allow us to complete and fulfill our mission of building community and ideally also raising a little bit of money for MBA. So with that said, unless there's any other business, Brad, or any other class agents or officers that are here, that's all the business I had this morning. Thank you for joining us today, and roll red. Thanks.